Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at Dominaria Remastered before we take a look at the new Ravnica Remastered. So this is last year's remastered set. There are still 8 cards that we're chasing in this particular set that are valued over $10. In fact, it's 8 named cards. However, there are 21 different versions that are valued over $10. And there's a total of 96 cards in this particular set that are currently valued over $1. So there's still quite a bit of value in Dominaria Remastered, and I would expect the same for Ravnica Remastered. Now, of course, that's going to be pretty inflated day one, and then it'll slowly go down over time as the packs get opened up. So let's go ahead and enjoy this journey looking back at last year's remastered set and see what kind of value we can find. All right, kicking off pack number 1 with a zombie token. Behind that, we're going to see, look at that, we're going to see ourselves probably the number 1 card in the box. We're going to see a retro foil Force of Will valued at around $85. That is just amazing to get that right off a rip. All right, and then right behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Borderless Arborea, followed by a Woodland Cemetery in retro. Then we're going to see ourselves a Divine Sacrament, followed by a Mog War Marshal, and then we're going to see ourselves a Mesa Enchantress, followed by an Avenize, and behind that, we're going to see ourselves the Swamp, followed by a Nantuko Monastery, a Deadwood Treefolk, Urborg Siphon Mage, followed by a Solar Blast. Then we're going to see ourselves a Man of War with a Leaden Fists, and then we're going to see a Glint Wing Invoker. All right, well, I don't know if it's going to get any better than that unless we see a second Force of Will, but we do have 11 more packs, so let's see what we can do with them. Right now, the market price for these boxes is running around $160 on TCG Player. So if we do pick up 2 Force of Wills, we'll be in really good shape to make our money back. All right, so this time we're going to kick this one off with an Insect token, followed by a Vexing Sphinx. And then we're going to see ourselves a Time Stretch Mythic, followed by a Last Chance, another Mythic. And then we're going to see ourselves a Birds of Paradise. Wow. All right, and then we're going to see ourselves a Spirit Link, followed by another Spirit Link with a Nature's Lore, followed by the Retro Forest. Then we're going to see Fact or Fiction with a Necro Savant. Then we're going to see a Wretched Anurid with a Phyrexian Debaser. Then we get the Jalum Tome with a Counterspell. This is going to be the one common in the set, valued over $1. And then we're going to see ourselves a Duress. All right, sliding into pack number 3 here. I'm going to take a half a second and I'm going to move our Force of Will to the top because that is definitely one of our big hits. All right, so this pack kicks off with an Elephant token. Then we're going to see ourselves a Vampiric Tutor coming in at Borderless. This is going to be a really good hit for us, valued at around valued at around $50. Wow. All right. And then we're going to see ourselves a Chainer Dementia Master, followed by an Nantuko Shade. Then we're going to see ourselves a Helm of Awakening, followed by a Dread Return. Then we're going to see a Mog War Marshal, followed by an Ornithopter. Then we're going to see that Plains, followed by a Tormod's Crypt, a Flesh Reaver, with a Terminal Moraine, an Undying Rage. Then we get a Phantom Flock with a Mystic Zealot and a Dragon Engine. All right, I'm going to take a half a second here and just stack up some of our piles now that I've extracted the 2 high-value cards that we can get. So we're looking for Enlightened Tutor, obviously more Force of Wills, more Vampiric Tutors, but we're also keeping an eye out for Yawgmoth Thran Physician, Exploration, a Sylvan Library, or a Worldly Tutor, or even an Urza's Incubator would be good. So those are the 8 cards that you're chasing after in this particular set if you're looking for value. So we got ourselves the Insect token with a Pashalik Mons. Then behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Mystic Tutor, followed by a Siege Gang Commander. Then we're going to see ourselves an Arcades Sabbath, followed by a Peregrine Drake. Then we're going to see Rada Heir to Keld with Titova Manathic Druid, followed by a Forest with a Storm's Entity, Milliken. Then we're going to see ourselves a Snap, followed by a Radiance Judgment. Then we're going to see a Primal Boost with a Giant Spider and an Aquamoeba coming in the back. All right, sliding into pack number 5 here. Just amazing how these boxes can either be fully loaded or complete duds. Now, in this case, for some reason, these packs are really hard for me to open. Don't know why. But we got ourselves another elephant, followed by Zur the Enchanter, coming in as our retro rare, followed by the Nut Collector as our borderless mythic. Then we're going to see an Arcades Sabbath as a retro, with a Sulfurious Vortex coming in as our main set rare. Then we're going to see ourselves a Street Wraith with Wild Dogs, Goblin Matron with the Plains. Then we've got ourselves Treva's Ruins, an Icy Manipulator, followed by a Stonewood Invoker. Then we're going to see a Momentary Blink, followed by Pacifism, with an Ember Beast and an Acacian Javelineers coming in as our last card. All right, rolling into pack number 6 here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut all of these open. No need to try and bend any of the cards. They're all slid down, so it makes it super easy. No fear of damage. All right, this one kicks off with a Goblin token, followed by an Entome coming in as a retro foil. And then behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Grim Lavamancer with an Urza's Blueprints. And then we're going to see ourselves a Pyre Zombie, followed by a Mesa Enchantress, a Dampening Sphere. Then we've got ourselves a Terror with a Swamp. Then we get Tiana's Ship's Caretaker with an Elvish Spirit Guide, followed by a Slippery Karst, a Ridgetop Raptor, a Mog War Marshal, Cloud of Fairies, and a Chain Lightning in the back. All right, sliding into stack number 2, pack number 7. So we've already got, I would say, the number 1 and the number 2 card in the set. Number 3 is probably going to be the Urza's Incubator, so let's try and hit that. So we got ourselves a Last Chance Mythic, followed by a Wrath of God. Then we're going to see ourselves a retro Birds of Paradise with a Forgotten Ancient coming in. Then we've got Gerard's Verdict, Titova Benathic Druid with Wild Dogs and a Mountain. Then we're going to see ourselves a Lightning Rift with a Dragon Blood, a Spark Spray, an Avenize with a Mind Stone, and then we're going to see ourselves Deep Analysis and an Aven Fisher. All right, this pack kicks off with another Goblin token. Then we're going to see the Prashalic Mons, followed by Helm of Awakening. Then we're going to see Zur the Enchanter again, followed by an Oversold Cemetery. Then we're going to see ourselves a Renewed Faith with a Goblin Matron, Dampening Sphere, a Swamp. Then we're going to see ourselves a Pain and Suffering, followed by a Dragon Whelp, an Urborg Siphon Mage, Sandstorm, followed by a Kabu Primarch, Goblin Medics, and an Aquamoeba coming in the back. All right, we are down to 4 packs to go. All right, full pack of heavily played cards here. Just kidding, they're fine. All right, we got another Goblin, followed by a foil Retroframe Entome. And then we're going to see ourselves a Gemstone Mine coming in. Very cool to see that. Followed by a Gauntlet of Power Mythic. And then we're going to see a Siege Gang Commander, followed by an Impulse, a Terror, another Impulse, a Forest. Then we got a Storm Entity with a Game Keeper, Undying Rage, Stonewood Invoker, Phantom Flock, Mana War, and then we're going to see ourselves a Goblin Turncoat. All right, sliding into pack number 9. Nope, pack number 10. All right, this one kicks off with an Insect, followed by a third Zur the Enchanter, not a card you want to see 3 of. And then we're going to see ourselves a Grim Lavamancer, followed by a Nantuko Shade, and then we're going to see another Nantuko Shade. And then we're going to see a Necro Savant, followed by a Street Wraith, Savannah Lions, shout out, followed by an island. Then we're going to see an Ovenomancer with a Nature's Lore, a Terror, a Primal Boost, followed by an Obsessive Search. Then we're going to see a Falaya Seer with an Elvish Arboration. All right, pack number 11, 2 packs to go, and then we'll jump right into the MTG box analysis. All right, we got another Goblin, followed by another Entome. That's our second retro foil Entome. And then we're going to see ourselves a Maze of Ith. And then we're going to see another Siege Gang Commander with an Urza's Blueprints. And then we're going to see ourselves a Memory Blink, Mind Stone, followed by a Sarah Angel and a Mountain. Then we've got ourselves a Terravore, followed by a Crop Rotation, White Mane Lion, Peregrine Drake. Then we're going to see a Phyrexian Debaser with a Cloud of Fairies and a Festering Goblin. Now, why aren't we seeing replication or duplication of those cards like we are everything else? Guess that would just be too good, right? All right, so we got the Elephant, followed by an Oversold Cemetery in foil extended art. And then we're going to see another Arborea with an Arcade Sabbath. And then we're going to see Joriel the Recluse, followed by a Chain Lightning in retro with an Empty the Warrens, a Lull, a Mountain. And then we're going to see a Spirit Monger, Derrigaz Calderia with a Wormfang Drake, Vigilant Sentry. Then we get a Radiance Judgment, Grape Shot, and an Ichor Slick. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. Let's get things started by reviewing the contents of the box. Using this chart, we can see the set shaded in gray, the non-foils we observed in green, and the foils we saw in orange. We ended up seeing 34 retro frame non-foils and 14 borderless non-foils in today's box. In the foil space, we saw between 11 and 18 cards for each of the primary colors of Magic, along with 33 more retro frame cards in foil and 3 foil borderless. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 39 cards out of a possible 185, giving us 21% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 112 unique cards out of a possible 456, giving us 25% coverage. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic in foil was in green with 43% coverage. Pivoting the coverage by rarity, in the non-foil space, we saw 56% of the commons and 15% of the uncommons that we were eligible to see. We also picked up 15 rares for 18% coverage and 4 mythics for 11% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 45% of the commons and 23% of the uncommons, along with 17 rares for 12% coverage and 3 mythics, good enough for 5% coverage. From a duplication standpoint, this box contained 26 cards repeated 29 times for a duplication rate of 16%. This is quite surprising for a collector booster box, especially when considering that some cards were repeated 3 times. Before we get into the value of today's collector box, let's take a look at the current value of the set. This chart displays all 456 cards using non-foil market prices as of January 9th, 2024. Currently, the set contains 21 cards valued over $10. There are 8 standard frame cards, 6 retro frame cards, and 7 borderless cards. The set also contains 22 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 53 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 360 cards in the set are currently valued under $1. A full set of all 456 cards has a current market value of $873.43. Now let's begin to recap the actual observed value that we saw in today's box, starting off with a look at the non-foils. In today's box, we didn't see any of the 21 cards valued over $10, but we did see 3 cards in the $5 to $10 range, including the retro frame Birds of Paradise, the borderless Maze of Ith, and the borderless Mystical Tutor, which is currently valued at $7.13. We also picked up 9 non-foils in the $1 to $5 range. The other 36 non-foils in the box are currently valued under $1. In the foil space, we absolutely knocked it out of the park, seeing 2 big hitters. We saw the retro frame foil Force of Will, the absolute number 1 card in the set, in pack 1 as card 1, valued at $85.63. Then we picked up the Vampiric Tutor, which is the number 2 foil borderless card in the set, valued at $57.81. We also picked up 4 foils in the $5 to $10 range, with 3 of them being the retro foil Entome. Finally, we picked up 12 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 114 foils in the box, however, are currently all valued under $1. So how did this box perform? Well, the market price for this box as of January 9th is $163.02. The Dominaria Remastered collector box that we opened contained 12 packs, each with 15 cards, allowing us to see 180 cards plus the tokens. The 12 tokens that we pulled have a current market value of $2.92. The 12 retro basic lands are currently valued at $8.04. The 84 commons that we saw are valued at $12.51, and the 38 uncommons that we pulled are valued at $17.57. The 41 rares are valued at $63.18, and the 7 mythics are valued at $153.49. Add it all up, and the grand total comes up to be $257.71 in card market value, which is a gain of $94.69 over the market price for the box, and means that this box returned 158% of the market price in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 16 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $208.54, which means that those 16 cards represent 81% of the total box value, but 128% of the market price for the box. While this isn't your typical box of Dominaria Remastered, it does go to show that Lady Luck can shine upon us from time to time. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can watch me crack open the brand new Ravnica Remastered very soon. Until then, do something amazing. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.